I gave my mother's wedding ring to her hospice nurse instead of my sister. My mom was in hospice for the last 5 weeks of her life, and my sister Danielle showed up exactly twice. Both times she came in, checked her phone the whole visit, asked if mom had updated anything, and left before the hour was up. I lived at that place. I slept in the recliner. I learned which songs made mom calm down when the pain got bad. The nurse who took care of her was named Rosa. She was there for the overnight shifts, which is when it was the worst. Mom would get scared around 2 a.m., not knowing where she was, and Rosa would sit on the edge of the bed and hold her hand and talk to her in this low, steady voice until she settled. She brushed mom's hair. She put lotion on her hands because mom always hated dry skin. She did things that weren't her job. One night mom was pretty clear-headed, which happened less and less by then. She had her ring on a chain around her neck because her fingers had gotten too thin. She took it off and put it in my hand and said, "Give this to the one who shows up." I said, "Okay, mom." I didn't ask what she meant. I think I already knew. She passed on a Tuesday morning. Rosa was holding her hand. I was holding the other one. So the funeral happens, and about a week after, Danielle texts me. Not "how are you?" Not "I miss her." I want to get it resized before the reunion. Like it was a coat she'd left at my place. I called her. I said, "Where were you?" She said she was busy. She had her own life. Not everyone can just drop everything. I said, "Mom asked me to give the ring to the person who showed up." There was this long pause, and then she goes, "I'm her daughter. That ring is mine by blood." I told her I'd think about it. I didn't think about it very long. The next week I drove back to the hospice. Rosa was on shift, and I asked if I could talk to her for a minute in the little family room. She thought something was wrong. I told her mom wanted the ring to go to whoever showed up, and that was her. I put the chain in her hand. She started crying and saying she couldn't. It wasn't right. It belonged in the family. I said, "You held her hand while she died. You are the family." She hugged me, and I felt her actually shaking. She said she'd wear it every shift, so a little bit of my mom was still taking care of people, and she does. I've seen it. Then I told Danielle. I called her and I said the ring was gone. I'd given it away. She goes, "You what?" I said I gave it to Rosa, mom's nurse, because mom told me to give it to the one who showed up, and that was never going to be you. She started screaming. She said I stole from her, that she was going to tell the whole family I sold our mother's ring to a stranger for money. I said, "Go ahead, tell them. And when they ask how many times you visited, tell them that too." She went quiet. Then she said she'd never forgive me. I said that's fine. So the family reunion comes around, the one she wanted the ring resized for. She'd already been talking. Half of them came in cold, giving me looks. My aunt cornered me by the drinks and asked how I could give away mom's ring to some hired help. Danielle was standing right there with her arms crossed, looking satisfied. I said, "Mom asked me to give it to whoever showed up for her." I sat with her every single night for 5 weeks. Danielle came twice and left early both times to make a phone call. I looked right at my aunt. The nurse held her hand at 2 in the morning when she was crying and scared. Where was Danielle at 2 in the morning? My aunt looked at Danielle. Danielle's face did this thing where it kind of collapsed. She said, "That's not, I had work." My uncle, her own dad's brother, said, "You had work for 5 weeks." The whole thing just turned. People who'd been cold to me an hour ago were pulling me aside, asking me what mom's last days were like, because Danielle couldn't tell them a single thing. She didn't know mom liked The Window Cracked. She didn't know about the songs. She didn't know any of it, and everyone in that room watched her not know. She left before the food came out, same as she always did. Rosa texts me a photo every couple weeks. Just her hand, the ring on the chain, at the nurse's station. My mom, still on shift.